Well, hello Chess.com viewers. Welcome to a Simon GingerGM battle. Now, I'm going to try to play some games just for the Chess.com channel, and I'm going to try to follow the openings I recommend in my videos, which you can watch on the Chess.com server. If you're a member, you can log in, and I recommend this English defense as one of my videos, and I'm now playing against Rick Stereo, so we're going to see if my opening can be successful or not. I put the pressure on myself now, haven't I? So this is the English defence, so called because it's a mix. Well, it's played by a lot of English players in the 1970s, and the idea of this is to get control of the e4 square. We'll look at this game, then I'll analyse the game afterwards. And let's just okay, I'm just going to play. The whole idea of this is to take control of the e4 square. My opponent's played a very solid setup against it, and the normal plan here is to go d6, knight d7, queen e7, and eventually e5. I want to try to swap off light square bishops, and it's very hard for my opponent to avoid that. If he moves his knight, I get rid of his defender of his king. So this English defense, like I said, if you go to chess.com video lessons, you can see this, my 5-part series on this, and then you'll have a very good weapon against 1d4. So check out my videos there. And like I said, I'm very happy to be here recording some videos for the chess.com for the YouTube site. And I'm going to do some battles, so where I play on chess.com against other players, and also I'm going to be doing a bit of analysis. So let me know the kind of things you'd like me to maybe analyse, so I'm open to ideas, and let me know the openings you want me to play in these battles, and I'll try to listen to your suggestions and get rocking and rolling. So okay, so we have a solid setup here. And the whole point, like I said, is to take control of this e4 square here. And here we go. So this is where I get rid of the light square bishops. And I've had this kind of position and a lot of practice. And it should be roughly equal here. I have nice control here. And the idea eventually, after something like queen e7, is to go e5. Now, he stopped that by potentially attacking my f5 pawn. And I'm still going to just continue. The position's roughly equal here, I'd say. Quite handy he's got this bishop. This bishop is a nice piece. And what do I do to make progress here? Maybe I should have gone a5 last move. Maybe I can do this now. Does he want to play this move e4? I'm wondering if I can maybe go knight here and e5 anyway. He's probably just dropped back bishop to... Oh, he's given up his bishop now, so okay. Well, now this allows me to play my e5 break, and this is like going quite according to plan so far when I get my rook to e8. And this opening is kind of a mix between the English defense and also the Dutch. So do I take this square now? Well, what do I take it with? Okay, well, I can go for an ending kind of position with queen takes, which should be roughly equal, the safe way of playing. I think I'll go for this because I didn't want to give him control of the d file, and I want to keep my pawn formation quite solid here. So I just want to try to... I guess he's going to try to get knight to d5, and I'm going to try to get pressure on the e file. I don't think my opponent really wants to have his pawn on f3 here, because the way he defends pressure on the e file is by the move e3, which is a bit harder for him to play. But again, his position is perfectly okay, because he has this strong square on d5 for his knight. And what do I play here? Well, I'd like to maybe get a setup my pawn on a5 and the knight to c5, but this is quite hard to achieve, because if I go knight d7, he takes my pawn. So how do I do this? What do I do to make progress? Do I do some knight maneuvers? Maybe I go knight c6 and knight b4. I think his knight is such a strong piece here. I want to try to take it off. I don't think I need to rush playing this. Let's play g6 first. So I can... After I take on d5, rook takes d5, my f5 pawn's not on pre, so I can go rook e7. So my plan is to get rid of the knights, and then to double up on the e file. Okay, not sure what his rook's doing there. Now, do I need to rush my plan here? Well... I guess the idea going rook there is if I try to swap the knights off, then he's going to try to get pressure along the c file. Now I can try to come forwards bit by bit over here, something like here and g5, but that does weaken my f5 pawn. Let's play h6 anyway. I'm trying to keep things quite flexible. I probably should have gone knight b4. Probably should have played this, because now my opponent's making nice progress actually. His knight here is such a strong piece. Okay, I think I have to get rid of this knight. It's too strong. And my idea is to try to swap here, get play on this e file. But he's playing nice, solid, good game here. So this is not going to be easy to make progress in. Okay, that's an interesting decision. Now his rook wants to come around here. This is his idea. How am I gonna? Or his king is coming in as well. Okay, this is now I could go c6 to stop this. If I go rook here, he comes king into here. So he's playing well at the moment. And c6 does weaken my d6 square, but I think I've got to stop his king coming into c6 anyway. And my long-term plan is to put my king on e6 and play like this. So okay, so he's taken this one, given me a choice of what to play. Now rook here is very interesting. Now let's just try to go here. It does again weaken my pawn somewhat. If he takes, it breaks my pawns up. But my idea is to now get control of this e file, and his king is coming back here, right? Well, let's bring my king into the game. And now I don't want to allow the exchange of rooks, which king came in, because my rook's quite active. My idea is to go king e7, defend d6, and then activate my rook, something like rook to e5. My opponent's going to try to go rook to this square, which is a very good plan. And I really don't think I want to exchange rooks, but how do I stop this now? Well, the only way to stop it is by going here. Then if rook e2, I can play rook g6. I'm not sure about this rook, the king and pawn ending, so I'm trying to stop this now. And now his king would want to come in here. Do I go f4? Well, f4, g4 is quite frustrating. If his king comes in, my king can come in. Do I do this? It's a tough ending, this one. Tough ending. Maybe I could bring my king in straight away. And now I can try to activate. So I want to get my king here. King e3. No, he's going this check, forcing me back. Okay, well, let's make a pawn move. Get a passed pawn. Got to be quick here. Got to be quick. My opponent playing well at the moment. Now he has got this move. What do I do? He's not threatening to take anything, but he is threatening to get, maybe if he goes g5, I'm gonna, well, if I take, he goes rook takes. Tough position. My opponent playing very well here. Okay, well, let's just try to, again, most important thing in rook and pawn ending is to activate the rook. And most important thing in these battles is not to lose on time. So this is a key thing. Now, I don't like the look of any king and pawn ending because he's got an outside passed pawn. So opponent playing a very good ending at the moment, and he's got me on the back foot somewhat here. Who said all rook and pawn endings are drawn? Who said that? I don't know who it was. Someone can remind me. I don't believe that. Obviously, I'm outgrading my opponent, so I want to try to grind him down. But I'm not sure how I do that here. I think rook takes g4 would be a good move for my opponent now. He's gone pawn takes. Okay, well, I'm going to get my king opposite his. And at least now I can... Okay, my whole idea is to activate this guy. All right, rightio. And his king's coming in. So, again, very good play by my opponent. And he's worrying me now with his good play. Okay, well, if he goes g5, I want to go rook g6. This is the one move I'm hoping to rely on. But now rook check. And if king g... Okay, here, he's coming for my pawns. He's basically outplaying me here. This is most unpleasant to be outplayed by Rick Stereo, who's playing a very nice ending. And now the king and pawn ending looks horrible. So I've got to try to keep the rooks on. But now his rook is going to try to come behind the pawn. Okay, well, I'm up on time. So this GingerGM first battle on Chess.com. I'm struggling, guys. I'm really struggling here. I'm getting outplayed. And I'm going to try to now just rush my king to a2. So this is my plan. And if he takes here, I'm going to... What's this like? If he takes here... Oh, can I calculate this in time? No. Takes here. Takes here. here, a2, b3, queen, b2, and I lose the ending. Oh my word. Okay, well I have to get rid of this pawn. And it looks like I feel like I should. This is a tough game to draw now. Very, very tough because my king is in such a bad position. Okay, actually, hang a minute. That should do the job there. That should do the job. Okay, so it is a draw now. Looks like... Okay, well, it was a nicely played game by my opponent there. And that was a tough battle. Okay, well, let's analyse that game quickly and see if I can have made any improvements. Now, one thing I don't really want to do when analysing is use a computer. I think too many people use computers nowadays when they look at their chess, and a good way to learn is to try to work out where you went wrong without putting it on a computer. Try to use your own brain. And this opening here, so like I said, if you go to the video archive on Chess.com, I did a 5-part series on this move, the English defence, and it's a very interesting opening. If you look at my 5 videos there, they're only about an hour long in total. You should be able to play this move with confidence. And the idea, it's called a hyper-modern opening. You allow your opponent to take control of centre sometimes, but you attack the centre from the side. Now, my opponent played a very solid setup where he simply fianchettoed his bishop. And now my bishop is best placed here because I'm fighting for control of the e4 square. So I want to eliminate his defender of that square. Bishop d2, and now here I have to be wary of his move d5. This is one move which you've got to be a little bit, a little bit wary of. Because, for example, if I go something like d6, a typical idea is d5 here. Then if I take on d5, knight to d4, and this is one move you should be wary of, because now my bishop is a nasty pin. So the way I played this was to make sure that my bishop is on the other side of this pawn. If he goes d5 now, my bishop is not going to be any nasty pin position. And this type of structure is generally quite equal. Maybe, is certainly just a playable position. So d5 wasn't played. Instead, my opponent played very solidly. And now, after taking here, what other plans do I have here? Well, I think finishing my development first was totally fine. Knight to e4. Now, maybe, just maybe, I should be playing for the b5 break. Something like a6, rook b8 and b5. Because if I can achieve this, if he ever moves this pawn, I get control of another light square in the centre of the board. And this way I can try to get play on the b file. So that might be a very good plan. Now, knight to e4, f3, takes should be completely fine for me as well. e5. Now, the critical thing, maybe I should have taken with a pawn here. This was another idea, but I was just simply worried about him playing something along the lines of rook d2. When we get a much more unbalanced structure here. I can play a5, rook d1, knight c5, where my knight's very well placed. And his rook doesn't have any easy access squares. So this was a more adventurous way of playing. And this kind of structure you'll get a lot in the Dutch, in this opening, the English defence. Now, the way I played it should have been equal after queen takes. And now we get this ending. My opponent plays very well to get his knight to this square here. And I wonder, okay, well, I think around here, again, it's roughly equal. I mean, not the most tactical game, this, but there's some nice middle game points here, which I hope, will help you improve your understanding of this opening, especially if you combine this with the videos. My idea for this channel is to play some enjoyable games, but, play the openings I've done videos on, so you can get more of an understanding of those videos. Then, hopefully, after time, you'll get you'll have this great opening repertoire. So h4 played, and now I think what I should have done was go knight to b4 here a bit quicker, and I can hope to get some play on the e file. Now let's just jump forwards. This ending was looking a bit tough for me at the end. My opponent played very, very well around this point. Is there any way he could have tried to win this here? Well, I think so far he's done well. Everything's gone completely correct. Now maybe he should, or yeah, rook g2 looks correct here, doesn't it? I mean, the other way to play is rook here. And if I take here, you can start taking my pawns now, and if I go rook here, and the problem is his king is so much nearer to my pawns, and I might be able to hold a draw with something like rook c2 here. And okay, I probably just had enough for a draw. Like I said, all rook and pawn endings a draw. Not a worry there. A little bit of a worry, but very nice play by Rick Stereo there. So have to give him a thumbs up in that game. And like I said, this is the first game for this YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel.